It's gonna be a revolution. Well, you know, we all wanna change the world. These kids are doing it.
Clearly is when we say Ruto must go, it is his entire government.
Every member of parliament who voted yes, we have their photos, we have their names, we have their constituencies. We are going to write songs this year and do comedy skits.
This is a genocide problem. Or for Linda Mama, you are effectively ensuring that there is a child who will not make it into life. The political class needs to stop politicking. This is their wake-up call. If they continue politicking, we will continue to agitate.
We will sing them like the national anthem.
From where a lot of the youth sit, this parliament is unconstitutional.
This is it for politics as we know it. Not only in Kenya, where the most massive Gen Z movement of politics are coming around and they're throwing the whole world off guard. But this is literally a message for the world, for mainly the continent of Africa, in this, what we seem to be the most genuine, the most truthful, real protest taking place that actually has merit, not only for the Flossinasi and the hillabilification of the ones that are doing this, but this is real. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen these two guys, these two young men, then you're missing out on what the next Gen Z is looking like. And I'm telling you what, I don't know how to explain it. Finally here. It's finally here. Grab a drink. You're going to love this.
Do you as young people now have confidence in Parliament? And also, what is the ultimate target of this entire thing? Because there were certain things that you asked for, and there's been some concessions. Reject finance bill, it's been rejected. Reshuffle your cabinet, in fact you wanted it to be disbanded, it's been disbanded. So what is the ultimate goal at the end of it all? And do you have confidence in Parliament? You've heard how they've spoken.
What the political class does not understand clearly is when we say Ruto must go, it includes facets. It is his entire government. And that includes the alleged opposition. And once this is clear, we do not depend on Parliament to make these right decisions. And I say this because Parliament time without number has proven to be inefficient when it comes to representing us. It has gotten to this point where now they have this sudden awakening as a collective after we have gone to the streets, after we have lost lives. So we have realized that we, the people of Kenya, can orchestrate these changes. From where I sit and from where a lot of the youth sit, this parliament is unconstitutional. It is not an impossibility that we could just decide to overhaul this whole thing and do this thing right. Because we cannot have a minority claiming that they are making the right decisions and try to make it look like it's a majority problem. What they should have done is come to us. The way they form all these pressers when they have political disagreements, they should have blown the whistle at that particular point. That is why we are saying we do not have faith in the political class. The thing which people do not understand, and the thing that pains me the most, is the fact that this is a genocide problem. And forgive me for using such a strong word, but corruption is tantamount to genocide. Because when you loot funds that are supposed to take to be for farmers or for the education of a child or for Linda Mama, you are effectively ensuring that there's a child who will not make it into life. There's a child who will lose to hunger. There's a youth who will be lost to theft. The political class needs to stop politicking and start doing representation, because it does not matter if it is anything to do with good governance clips, or as an influencer, as a content creator, we do that for free. There's nothing special about saying that we've seen this person is incompetent, because as the general populace, we know it is incompetent. As a country that is heavily dependent on our agrarian sector, I do not understand how, one, we cannot share seeds. Because remember, as Africans, we are very heavily united, and it is about umoja na ubuntu. We cannot have fake fertilizer scandals and all these people go scot-free. So the political class needs to, this is their wake-up call. From where we sit, we have said, as unemployed Gen Zs, we have decided to make this our form of meaningful and gainful employment because we've realized for far too long, these people have sat, looted the public coffers, moved around in big cars, having airtime allowances that are greater than the basic salary of secondary school teachers.
Excuse my interruption here, but I got to say that this young man is not only putting fear into politicians in Kenya and all of Africa, but all across the world. He is shining a light on what the people have seen throughout their lives politically, how the politicians take over the world and take over your finances and take over the systems to corruptly run them. But he's shining a light on how Kenya has just, the Gen Zers have just beat it. They've beat the system. Kenya beat the system. If anybody is out there listening to me, please have these young men contact me. I would love to I would love to talk with them. I would love to have them on here just because the West would hate it so much. It would be so fun. Okay, anyway, I'm going to keep going. Let me know what you think. Comments down below. One love. Let's watch.
Spewing all sorts of vitriol against us, refusing to post interns. IDs cost however much they cost. Part of the things they should be agitating for is the IDs to be restored to, we need to be paying 100 shillings for getting these IDs. Certificates of good conduct need to be available. This NGCDF thing that people are consistently giving to constituencies, remove that burden because that's what they think they're doing us a favor by giving us a check of 10,000 shillings for school fees. Return it to national government. The amount of money they loot, you can make education free. We do not need thought leaders, we do not need subcommittees for this to run efficiently. What we are asking is for this government to run efficiently. And if they continue politicking, we will continue to agitate until all these things are addressed.
Yeah, but Kasmal, have you envisioned what Ruto must go looks like?
Yes.
So what is that?
When we say Ruto must go and we're saying that we are overhauling an entire government, I do not know why the older generation is threatened. Because if we go into another election, it is going to be cheaper than the amount of money we lose in 1 year in corruption. It is going to be cheaper than the 1 trillion in public debt that has not surfaced in our books. It is going to be cheaper than the amount of money that we've lost in unconstitutional services. It is very easily fundable. We are not devoid of good leaders in the country.
But our constitution says this is done in 5-year cycles. Like the next one is in 2027.
Yes.
And if you say now we need to go into election as we speak, our IEBC has not been constituted.
It will be.
But
it will be constituted, and that's why we are saying we are not in a hurry. We do not want this to be changed next week. We have the time, but what we are saying is we will not let them off easily. The thing which people are trying to make it look like is as if we're calling for anarchy. You'll realize that we are very clear in our demands, we are very clear in our policies, and the concessions that the political class are making, those are concessions that are trying to just put salve on a much deeper wound.
100%, dude, 100%, because we have seen this. Some people have thought that this is just a trend, just a passing phase, one of the bad days in Kenya, but this is not just a trend. That's the great and most powerful part about it is the power is in the consistency. And these guys have been nothing but consistent. And we can see now that it's not a trend. This is the new status quo, the new level that they've set, the bar. And it's not coming back down. It's just moving up and up and up. So get ready, world. We are going to see a fluctuation in politics around the globe because of these guys. Keep rocking, Kenya.
Make it look like it's as if we're calling for anarchy. You'll realize that we are very clear in our demands, we are very clear in our policies, and the concessions that the political class are making, those are concessions that are trying to just put salve on a much deeper wound. When this thing, there will be no destabilization. We are not pushing for anarchy or destabilization of the country. So even if these things are done in 5-year cycles, we have said we cannot wait for another 5-year cycle losing 600 billion in a year. It is not normal. Abnormal behavior during abnormal times is normal behavior. So if we have to go into an election for the political class to arise and awaken from their slumber, then so be it. We will go into another election cycle.
Okay, Eric, Parliament, you have taken this war to Parliament doorsteps several times. I've also seen you getting arrested right outside Parliament.
5 times.
What now needs to be done? Is that where the problem sits?
Trevor, today I'm a very happy man, if you've noticed. I've not even attacked the president even once. Because I take my gains, I celebrate them, and then I move. Pole pole tutafika. Today we are talking about the executive. The CSs are gone. Trevor, I want to promise you, God blessed me with energy. The moment IEBC is constituted, and that is soon, every member of parliament who voted no, we have their voted yes. Yeah. We have their photos, we have their names, we have their constituencies. We are going to write songs this year and do comedy skits. We are going to infiltrate, we are going to saturate Kenya with their names. We will sing them like the national anthem. Trevor, I want to promise you on Citizen, they are going to be recalled. They will not get to 2027 because there's a vote of no confidence on them. They cannot even attend the funerals. Yeah. Even Arambes. They cannot even go to their constituencies. Kenyans in numbers. And I have a personal vendetta. Trevor, nilitolewa hivi kwa farasi, nikagunga, I'm still going to the hospital. I fell down. Nimepigwa hapa. They will go home. Because now the power is with the people. We cannot allow them to sit in that house. So we are going slowly. Sasa CS wameenda. If you are a member of parliament and you went against your constituents who shouted at the top of their voices, do not, and you went and voted yes, we are going to recall you and you will no longer be in that parliament. You don't need to, we will not wait for 2027. That is the power that what the president signed is going to give us because it is constitutional. We are going to rally young people. We are going to rally finances. We have the energy and the time. So executive, wacha tumalizane now. Trevor, today I'm not demanding. You see, even in war, when you win, you retreat, you re-strategize. I'm not demanding anything from the president. I am suggesting, I am requesting, I am proposing the following. Mr. President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, for you to get back public trust, there are few things you have to do. Hamisi says, it's not just about qualifications, it's about experience. Trevor, since 1963, hakuna minister ametusaidia, wengine ni maprofesa. We've shown experience is not the best teacher. In fact, experience enable mtu kukuwa more corrupt. Make sure, Mr. President, you appoint a Mama Mboga. I know what I'm talking about. Trevor, there are 3.5 million border borders in this country. You want to tell me out of 3.5 million, we don't have one Kenyan who is qualified? If you go to Kakamega and such, and we vet, and you go to Kilifi, and you go to, and among the border borders have associations. They have chairmen. Mr. President, you campaigned on one and only one promise. Huyu Mama Mboga, huyu border border. Make sure there's a Mama Mboga CS. You will make history. Trevor, there's nothing I've said that has not helped this country or the president or its people. Make sure there's a Mama Mboga in your cabinet. You shall have made history internationally. And me, personally, if the president can raise a Mama Mboga from Awanjiko, yeah, and Mama Mboga is symbolic, and make them, we have 1 million qualified women in this country who are in Gikomba. Yeah.
That's your first request.
That's my first request. Thank you, Trevor. My second request is, and this is a request to the president, and it's good for him. Please dismiss the Inspector General. It's just for public trust. It's just a public trust issue. Dismiss all the parastatal heads because they happen to tuko na shida za what Mheshimiwa was talking about, a bit of nepotism here and tribalism here. Yeah? And then Trevor, as Mheshimiwa, Madam Senator here said, we did not devolve services. Yeah. We devolved corruption. There's a current ongoing issue with the Tattoo City. Just a tip of the iceberg. Mr. President, reduce counties to 24. We don't need 47 governors. Do you know how much governors earn? The packages they have and allowances. If you reduce from 47 to 24, we'll have 24 governors. It automatically means we'll have 24 senators. Let us reduce wastage. Let us reduce spending.
Okay.
We are ready.
Okay.
We are ready. If the Gen Zs think they have energy, millennials have extra.
Okay.
We are ready to go into a referendum. Yeah.
Okay.
Those are my requests.
Your 3 requests.
For now.
Suggestions. Okay.
Suggestions.
Richard, really quickly.
What a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. Hell, come on. Let's give it up for these kids, these young men, these young, powerful men and women in Kenya right now that are just... I don't even have the words to say it. I don't even have the words to describe how I am feeling right now. Seeing this, and I know that it's cost lives. God bless those families in Kenya who have lost their loved ones. And let me just say this to those parents that have lost a child over in Kenya because of the revolution. Your child was a mighty warrior of God. And I can just say that God is well pleased. They did not die in vain. What they died for is the freedom of the next and the next and the next generation coming about because of the battle and the victory in the war that they have won, and some of them even with their lives. So, hats off to Kenyans, hats off to those young men and women who have lost their lives, and hats off to energy and victory moving forward, thriving forward. Don't stop till you get enough, man. You've got this. You've got this. All thanks to God be all the glory. Keep going, guys, gals. Have a blessed day. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.